Story that has emerged today ahead of the Labour Party conference this weekend, which is that the leadership, we understand, wants to change the rules on how Labour leaders are elected. They want to revert to the system pre-2014, to the Electoral College, which was divided into thirds between members, unions and MPs. It was changed by Ed Miliband when he was the Labour leader in 2014. Let's just take a listen to him at the time.
By voting for these reforms, though, you're not just voting to open our doors and reach new people. You're voting for the biggest transfer of power to our members and supporters in the history of the Labour Party. Because still today, after all of those changes, the vote of a Member of Parliament is worth 1,000 times more than the vote of a Labour Party member. It's time to make ourselves the party of equality.
That was Ed Miliband in 2014. Let's talk to Zara Sultana, Labour MP. Hello to you, Zara. I mean, this was the system, the Electoral College, the one that the leadership is now proposing the party goes back to. It was the system that was in place for decades.
Absolutely. A move back to the Electoral College where an MP's vote is worth literally the same as thousands of members is a shameful attack on democracy. One member, one vote is the bedrock of democracy, and even the Tories use one member, one vote for their leadership election. This is not something we should be moving back to. Our members are the lifeblood of our party.
Yes.
They come from all walks of life. They're students, nurses, teachers, retired members. They knock on doors, they give leaflets, and what message is this sending to them? That MPs in Westminster should have more of a say over the future of our party? That's unacceptable. And what we should be doing is actually diverting power away from Westminster, moving away from this elitist politics that MPs are special, more than members, and not hoarding it here.
OK, are you saying this and are you fighting this proposal because the members you're talking about support your wing of the party?
No. This is not a left-wing thing. When Ed Miliband brought in the one member, one vote, and we just heard him speak, what he said was, and I quote, letting the people back into our politics is important and it's being more reflective of the country we seek to govern. He was absolutely right. And then, you know, Jonathan Reynolds, who's now the shadow DWP secretary, in 2016, he said he sees no justification for MPs to have a third of votes to themselves. And Keir Starmer himself ran on a mandate at the last leadership election to create a more inclusive, a more democratic culture within the party. This is not it. This is counter democracy, and we should be fighting it from all wings of the party.
Right, Zara, but would you accept that one of the realities of that system introduced when Ed Miliband was leader was that Jeremy Corbyn was elected, didn't enjoy the support of enough members of Parliament, enough Labour MPs, and it resulted in endless strife between the parliamentary party that he was leading and the leadership itself. And in the end, there were attempts at trying to get rid of him in leadership contests. It didn't go well, did it?
I think this is a red herring argument because at the end of the day, as socialists and social democrats, we should be pushing for more democracy in all aspects of society, in the economy, in the workplace and so forth. And we need it in our own party. And this it will go against those values that we all stand for within the Labour Party.